Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Let's see how to do bank reconciliation then in next week. We go in transactions bank and here you have reconciled bank statement option. Notice that you have your account over here. This option will not have everybody right. This option will not have everybody right. I mean based on the role permission. It all depends upon the role permission. Whoever has the bank statement role permission would have this ability to do it. You will select your bank account over here at the top. Like, I have already selected a Toyota bank account. And you have your statement date. This is the date of the statement that you will be entering. Start date from which you want to win all the transactions and the ending statement balance again. You know this is something that you have on your bank statement. And once you select the bank account, you will notice that all the transactions from the start date that you have selected will be automatically, populated here that you have reported in next week. These are all the deposits or the increase that you have entered in next week. And these are all the checks and transfers that you have made in next week. Remember the last transaction we did, we transferred money. We have that here. This journal entry was also created for the travel expenses. It's also showing up here. And this is also a check that we published from this bank account. These are all the payments and these are all the debits that were received in the bank account deposit. Based upon your statement, we will mark them as reconsidered. Getting some disturbances. Could you please come again? I was just saying that, based on the account and based on the start date, you will notice all the transactions showing up that you have reported in next week. Deposits and credits is showing you all the deposits that were received in this bank account. And checks and payment is showing you the payments that were made from this bank account. These were the payments that we have made. They paid 400 for the check, 50 for the transfer and 5599 for the. Now you will review your bank statement and based on the bank statement, you will mark them as reconsidered. If you think that this is something that is showing up on your bank statement, you just simply click it on the check. You also click it. Right. With these transactions, along with the bank statement, we need to reconcile and we need to mark if everything got matched. Right? Exactly. That's what you need to do here. Correct. This is reconciled. This is in next week. Now we are doing it in next week. Earlier we used to do reconciliation with the bank statement and to do it in Excel. We are maintaining the details in Excel and by using Excel we will match with the bank statement. This answer said, Right. Absolute. I mean, this is how you do it. And if there are any new charges that you need to enter on the fly, let's say you know there is a new charge in your bank statement, but it is not in the next week. You can also create that off the fly. You know you entered the date amount of dollars in account, let's say expense account. Whatever expense, you know you want to charge this to amortization and add this. Now, while doing the bank reconciliation, you can also add new transactions on the fly as well. You can add new charges and you can also add new deposits. Let's say you identify in your bank statement that there were new deposits that were not already recorded. On the fly, you can also create it on this screen. I can select a date. I can select, you know the amount, let's say $60. An account is, let's say, income. Maybe you know Samsung Electronics income, whatever. You can also do this on your bank statement. A very cool feature about bank statement is that you can also complete later. If you have like 200 lines and you have already done 100 and you are now really tired and need to take a pause, you can select complete later. And when you come back on this page, you can resume from your one and one line. You don't have to do everything from the scratch. That's also, we need to do it manually each and every line. I mean, if you have like hundreds and hundreds of lines in your bank statement, then I mean you have to manually reconcile it the we are doing here. You also have this mark as well that you can do. And you know this is how you could be doing your deconsolidation process. Alright, and once you are done, you provide your ending balance here, let's say $60. And you will simply save this. Now once you save this reconciliation will now be completed. And once this is completed, you can go in reports, banking and budgeting. And here you have your reconciliation report. I'm going to select my bank account. Let's say Tata Bank account. Sorry about that. I'm going to refresh this. And you will notice the complete bank reconciliation summary that we did. We cleared all these reconciled items. These were the unreconciled items. And this was my unreconciled balance. And this was my total as well. The complete reconciliation report is also generated after the reconciliation activity is completed. Alright, and again, you know you can get this in Excel if you want to. And if you want to see the detail, you can click on View Detail and it's going to give you the complete detail of the transactions as well. The things that you did on this reconciliation. Alright. One more thing here, if our bank statement is not matching with our next few details. What we need to do to match with that? We need to enter the details again. Under the particular account, or is there any process to match with that? It depends. I mean, this is more of an operational issue. Your bank statement would not always reconcile with your NetSuite account. That's for sure. Because of the timing difference, because of the checks not being cleared. You will have an unreconciled balance at any point in time. You don't have to worry about that. There are multiple reasons for that. If possibly, you might not have recorded the transaction in NetSuite. One way of reconciling it is to create a new transaction. But there are certain transactions that may appear in the bank, or maybe you have recorded in NetSuite and may not appear in the bank statement. There will be some unreconciling issues. You don't have to worry about that. That's part of it. You will have some unreconciled balance at the end. I mean, at the end, you just need to make sure that you are aware of those numbers. You can reconcile them in the next statement. I mean, the idea of reconciliation activity is just to identify the gap between the NetSuite system and the bank statement or your bank account. Bank statement. I mean, as long as you are aware of the differences, that's fine. But in a perfect world, there would be no difference between your NetSuite system and your bank account. But we are not living in a perfect world, and you will see, differences. But it is important that you just identify, and this report is going to help you identify all the unreconciled lines and all the differences. Once that is determined, that's fine. I mean, this is what we need to do as an accountant. All right. Any questions on the bank reconciliation activity? All right. Great. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.